So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality.
You ever had an aha moment? Not a little aha moment. You know, like realizing that the arrow next to your gas gauge points to what side your gas tank is on? Like a big, juicy, life-changing aha moment. Now I've been lucky enough to have a few over the years, so I'm just gonna explain 2 of them with you. Hey Squish, come here buddy. The first one was maybe like 9 or 10. Before we start, you know those YouTube videos where they talk about people on their deathbeds and their last regrets? The number 1 regret happens to be is that people wish they'd lived a life true to themselves, not a life that they thought other people thought they should live. It's the number 1 regret people have. Now, imagine a 10-year-old having a stare down with the Grim Reaper for the better part of a year. You don't get what I'm cooking or saying. Suicidal. Very suicidal at 10 years old. I was essentially on my deathbed at 10 years old. Got you good. But I was given this gift essentially 70 years earlier than most people get it. That life does not last forever, it is finite. I got to experience being on my deathbed way earlier than most people. Now, was I ready for this wisdom? I don't know. I mean, during that time in my life, I skipped a lot of school because I was like, I didn't want to go to school. I was depressed. I didn't see the point of going to school at the time, so I didn't go to school, which got me suspended, which made it so I didn't have to go to school. There was this hypocrisy within the whole entire situation. But it provided me with the courage and the know-it-all to challenge the norms, poke the boundaries, and ask different questions. Now, the big problem I kept running into was I was 10 years old, I had this realization, but I couldn't live the life I wanted because I didn't have the means. I was still just a kid. I still had to live within these parental boundaries and societal norms. So I did what I was supposed to do. I went to college, graduated, went to grad school, graduated, and honestly, I hated the majority of it. I liked the learning part, but I was still confined doing these things that I felt like I was supposed to do. And by being in a system that's supposed to help you be happy, I was back where I started, talking to the Grim Reaper again. But this time I was given another aha moment. It tasted very similar to the first one I had. But this time the difference was I was in a position where I could make changes to my life. Changes that I wanted versus what other people thought was best for me. I get emails, comments, and texts and conversations with people I thought were really close to me who are telling me I'm on the wrong path. That Team Hoot doesn't make money and it's not a real job and you need to get a real job. These are coming from the same people who complain about Mondays every week, where I lose track of what day it is because I enjoy everything that I'm doing. I'd also like to remind you, this is coming from the same 10 and 26-year-old who was suicidal, ready to end their life. Now, I'm not gonna try and force you onto my road, but you can save your breath and try and force me going onto yours. We have roughly 80 years to live out our wildest dreams. Hopefully your aha moment comes before it's too late.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
Life's meant to be experienced and curiosity will get you there. You know what I said. See you tomorrow.